Guys, it's Karen for Her Campus Nottingham, and today I'm going to be talking about the differences between living in halls, student accommodation, where especially if you're in first year, people are starting to look at houses and looking at alternatives for where they're going to live next year. So I thought I'd do kind of a video on that whilst I'm feeling very, very comfortable, because today's one of my lazy days and I'm kind of dressed down. So yeah, I thought I'd make a video for you guys whilst I'm feeling quite good. So for me in first year, I lived in student accommodation. I picked the self-catering option rather than living in your traditional catered halls, because I didn't want to have school dinners for the year. That's my worst nightmare. So I kind of was like, no way. So I shared a flat with 4 other people, and I had a ensuite bedroom, which was quite big actually in terms of the room size, because I thought my room would actually be a box room when I got to uni. It was quite a spacious room. The bathroom was really nice and clean, and the kitchen was just share it with 4 other people who I got on with. Most of them I didn't have an argument. I didn't find anyone annoying. I didn't find anyone dirty per se. And I'm still really good friends with one of the girls I live with now. Living in student accommodation for me in first year was really good because it was communal, it was sociable. Other friends that you make on course or during societies and stuff, everyone tended to live in the same place, because St. Peter's School is a place for like 800-900 students, so there were loads of people. It was very easy to see people and catch up, and it was just a very exciting place to be for first year. But one thing that I didn't like, it was quite restrictive. So things like if you wanted to have a party, security were always just walking around. But in second year, as I've said in a previous video, I was on my year abroad, so I lived in catered halls, and for me this was, I was dreading it a lot, because like I said, I'm quite picky with my quality of my food and stuff. So in China, their halls is slightly different. It's 4 people in one block. So I was in a block with 3 other girls, and I shared a bathroom and a shower room with them. And it wasn't dirty. It was just, you just realise that some people have very, very different cleanliness habits, which can get quite annoying. Just things like toilet paper being left all over the place and stuff in the bathroom, which things like that I really like. I like my pet peeves, and they really make my body itch. So yeah, that was something that I really didn't like about living in hall. Comparing the two, I'd still pick student accommodation if I had to do it again. In terms of if I was in fashion, it was halls or self-catered. I'd always go with the self-catered option. And in my third year, so I went back into student accommodation because I was in China, so it was quite difficult sorting out houses from over there. But this time I lived with one of my other really, really good friends from uni, because she was in China with me. So it was myself and her, and then we had 3 other girls from another university. The kitchen always needs to be clean, in my opinion. So yeah, we were lucky that we had a cleaner. But if we didn't have a cleaner, I could see that kind of boiling up to something, because people would just cook and they'll just leave their rubbish everywhere. They leave their pans there. They would leave like food in the fridge that would go off, and the food would just be there for months and months and months, and it's gone off, and it's like the fridge is smelling, and it was just annoying. It was just very annoying. But the student accommodation was quite nice, so because it was quite nice, it kind of balanced it out, like the whole living with dirty flatmates thing. But the girls were, they were very nice. It was just the habits. We just had different habits. So, but one thing that was good about this particular student accommodation, the security was really, really tight. So it was very, very secure. It was just the security was just so tight. But it was slightly different from being in that kind of environment in first year, because this accommodation, it was mature students, it was master students, so it was very, very serious. And there was sorry, like in the flat next door, a girl had a house party, and then like her neighbour or something called the police, and it was just like, that's a bit awkward. So yeah, things like that are not very good for when you're at uni and you just want to, be free. You don't really want to have like party poopers around, but you can find that when you're in student accommodation. And finally, so now I live in a house. I live in a house with 2 girls and a boy, and all these people are my like really good friends from uni. These are the people that, these people are here to stay. These are my good friends. So yeah, like living in a house is really, really fun. We have our times when we're all down in the living room, we have our times when we're all in the kitchen cooking, and then we all have our own separate times when we're doing our work, or everyone's just doing their own individual things. No one intrudes. So I think one thing that I'd advise for when if you are looking for houses, be very, very sure about the people you're living with. One thing that I know a lot of people have done is they live with people in second year from who they've met in halls, who they're not necessarily their really, really good friends. So there tends to be a lot of arguments when they're living in the house for things like bills, or things like cleaning, stuff like that. You really, really need to be careful of, because you're going to be in this house with them all the time, like bar the times you're at uni or you're not in the house. You're living with these people. It's a lot different living with people than just being friends with people, and I think people don't realise the difference. So just be very, very, very careful about the people you're living with. But apart from that, I would advise everyone to live in a house like during their second or third year, just so you have that experience of being mature and paying your own bills. It just makes you feel more grown up, and it makes you feel more prepared for when you enter the world of work, or you leave your parents' home and you go and move into your own place. It's just a different kind of feeling from living in halls or student accommodation. But one thing that's annoying is the bills situation, like having to pay bills. It's not that bad, but it's the fact that because you're trying to be conscious of keeping your bills down, you don't allow yourself to be as carefree when you're using energy or gas or water. So, we have our heater on a timer. We're very, very careful with how much hot water we use and how long we take in the shower. So things like that, it makes those things then start coming into play. But apart from that, living in a house is really, really fun, and I'd definitely recommend it. So yeah, start looking for houses. Check the walls for damp. Check things like cabinets. Just be very check for everything, because once you've signed a contract, you really can't get out of your contract. It's very difficult to get out of your contract. So yeah, just be very careful. So yeah, that was a bit of a rambly, talking a lot of kind of video. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.